Now a follow-up on an exclusive NBC News investigation into a medical device that was designed to prevent blood clots from reaching the heart and lungs, but was associated with at least 27 deaths. The company modified the device, and a new version was supposed to solve its problems. But as Stephanie Gosk reports tonight, the new device had similar problems and is associated with at least a dozen more deaths.
When Chris Fedesi's doctor told him 5 years ago he needed a blood clot filter to help treat a genetic disorder, he didn't think twice.
It was just, it's here to save your life. So I said, okay, let's do it.
The filter is a small wire trap inserted in the largest vein in the body to prevent potentially deadly blood clots from traveling to the heart and lungs. More than 250,000 are implanted every year, most without incident. Fedesi's doctor implanted a G2 Express, a device made by medical giant C.R. Bard. In October, a routine checkup revealed something alarming. His doctor said the filter wasn't where it was supposed to be.
He said it is dangerously close to your heart. He had spoken to 2 other surgeons, and none of them would even attempt to remove this.
This was a routine X-ray that was...
So they turned to Dr. William Coe at Stanford Healthcare, who specializes in removing failed blood clot filters. During this emergency surgery, Dr. Coe says he saw 2 already damaged filter legs break off. One could have killed Chris.
It floated in front of our eyes, literally. First into the right atrium and then into the right ventricle.
He's lucky that that leg didn't pierce his heart.
That's right.
Dr. Coe says he sees more complications with Bard filters than any other brand and has stopped using them altogether. This is not the first time there have been concerns about a Bard filter. The Bard G2 implanted in Chris was supposed to be safer than the original version called the Recovery.
We turn now to an NBC News investigation that we've been working on for a year.
An NBC News investigation earlier this year showed the company knew the Recovery had potentially fatal flaws. Our investigation uncovered confidential company documents that showed the Recovery filter had higher rates of relative risk for death, filter fracture, and movement than all of its competitors. According to the FDA and company records, the Recovery device is now associated with at least 27 deaths.
Instead of recalling the problematic Recovery, Bard kept selling the filter until it could market the replacement G2, which the company hoped would resolve its issues. But according to Bard's own internal records obtained by NBC News, it didn't.
Documents from Bard and the FDA show that the replacement G2 series filters had more reported problems than any of their competitors. In a confidential memo, one of Bard's own vice presidents expressed concerns about problems with migration, tilting, and perforation.
Is the G2 safe for patients?
I think the data speaks for itself. The number of complications, the frequency of severe failures makes it obvious that it was never safe to be implanted.
Dr. Coe says both the G2s and its predecessor, the Recovery, should have been recalled. They were not. Bard kept the G2 series on the market for 5 years and sold more than 160,000. So far, at least 12 deaths have been associated with the filters.
What we've learned the hard way is that we can no longer rely on the medical device companies to do what's in the best interest of the patient. And we can no longer rely on the FDA to properly regulate these devices.
Our first reports on Bard filters prompted the chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee, Charles Grassley, to send this letter to the FDA, asking in part what action the FDA takes when new information about an approved medical device becomes known.
FDA's only got one responsibility. It's not the company. It's John Q. Public, to protect the American public from 2 standpoints, safety and effectiveness.
Senator Grassley told us that the FDA's response was incomplete, and he has more questions as he decides what steps to take next. Once again, Bard declined our request for an on-camera interview, but told us that while all medical devices carry some risk, its filters are an important clinical option for physicians, and that the company steadfastly believes in the safety and efficacy of these devices.
We were lucky that we got the bulk of that filter out.
4 days after Chris Fedesi's emergency surgery, he met with Dr. Coe for a follow-up.
This is the filter that we removed. One of those broken arms is at the very bottom of the jar. Do you see that?
Yes, okay, yeah, I do.
A patient grateful to be saved from a filter he thought was saving his life.
You seem shaken to me.
It's very difficult to think that you could have missed it.
And you caught it.
Luckily.
The FDA did not answer our question about why Bard's recovery and G2 filters were not recalled, but the agency says it investigated the risks of all blood clot filters, not just Bard's, and issued safety alerts. The agency also helped organize an outside long-term clinical trial that began this month to examine the safety and effectiveness of filters currently on the market. Kate?
Raising a lot of questions. Stephanie Gosk, thank you for that report.